That's week 5 of the NFL. We're already a quarter and an eighth away from the NFL season being over. And we're going to do relevancy report. A lot of people want the relevancy report. Yes, we're getting it. You're getting the relevancy report. First one of the year. Now, that being said, here's the relevancy report. Let me get to it. In the AFC, New England Patriots. You know, I'll be honest with you. Their 4-1 record makes them relevant, but I got to be honest with you. They're horrible. I don't. If the Patriots do win that division or make the playoffs, I'll be honest with you. I think in that division right now, they're the worst team in that division. I really believe that. No, maybe Buffalo. So that being said, I'm going to put the Patriots as relevant simply because of their 4-1 record. They got off to a quick start, but I really am not buying into the Patriots. New York Jets. Relevant. Geno Smith outdueled Matt Ryan yesterday. I know people are going to say, Matt Ryan got him on 2 fourth-quarter comeback drives. Yeah, Matt Ryan led him down the field on 2 late fourth-quarter drives. What did he do for the first 3 fucking quarters? Geno Smith is a fucking beast. The Jets got a good defense. I actually like the Jets to win that division right now. I used to think Miami was going to win it, but I'm starting to believe the Jets may win it. So the Jets are relevant. The Miami Dolphins, 3-2, relevant. I like Tannehill, even though he's had a bad couple games, whatever. I like Tannehill. Buffalo Bills, they're 2-3. I would have put them relevant, but without E.J. Manuel, they're irrelevant. I mean, I really would have put them relevant because I like what they were doing. But without E.J. Manuel, thanks to the Cleveland Browns, they're irrelevant. So, Buffalo Bills puppets, you're irrelevant. Thanks to the Cleveland Browns. And basically, you fucked the Cleveland Browns season up. Hoyer put himself out by sliding, man, so whatever. But thanks to the Cleveland Browns, you're relevant. But I tell you what, E.J. Manuel's a beast. He is. So you'll be relevant next year. It does look like the process of him being good, though. Baltimore Ravens. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not sold on the Ravens. I know they beat the Browns, but if we had Josh Gordon, we would have beat them, trust me. And we had Brian Hoyer, not Josh. We had Brian Hoyer, even whatever. I know we got beat, but Brandon Whedon sucked, whatever. I'm not a firm believer in the Ravens. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm just not a firm believer. I know the Super Bowl champions, I'm not a firm believer. Cleveland Browns. As much as I want to say they're relevant right now, 3-2, first place, 3-game winning streak. If they had Brian Hoyer still, I'd say they're damn relevant. Without Hoyer, I can't say they're relevant. I really cannot look at the Cleveland Browns under Brandon Whedon and say they're relevant. So, I finally get a chance to say the Browns are relevant. I can't. They do got a fucking beast of a defense. Probably one of the... They might even be the best man in the league. They do got a great defense. They do. I mean, against pressure, the back end's coverage is good enough because Buster Scrine picked this game up. It's hard to say they're not relevant until Brandon Whedon sucks, though. So I'm going to put them not relevant. Cincinnati Bengals, Andy Dalton, you're irrelevant. You're irrelevant. You know what? The Cleveland Browns are relevant now because the Bengals are relevant and the Ravens are relevant and the Steelers are irrelevant. So they're going to win the fucking division. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, the Bengals are irrelevant under Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton cannot win on the road. That's his problem. He sucks. They're irrelevant. Plus, he's got all the talent. He sucks. Steelers 0-4, about to be 0-5 with irrelevant. So, we got a lot of irrelevancies. But I like the Cleveland Browns to be relevant now. Indianapolis Colts, 4-1. They're teetering on their relevancy with Trent Richardson. Let me give you a Chuck Pagano. Mr. Badass with the goatee. Mr. Badass. Don't run Trent Richardson if you want to remain relevant. If you want to remain irrelevant, just keep handing the ball off to that fucking Chuck Richardson. The slow-ass back. I seen an article yesterday in the fucking thing about, they made an article based on one run that Trent Richardson had. When he ran over when he broke out of a tackle, he got 10 yards on a third down. They're making articles on runs now of Trent Richardson because he averages like 2.1 yards a carry. So the Colts are relevant simply because they have a great quarterback and Donald Brown's a beast and the YA, Hill, Tilt, whatever the fuck. The Colts are relevant. They got a good fucking offense and fucking defense is good. Tennessee Titans. I want to say with Jake Locker they'd be relevant, but as of right now, they're irrelevant. You can't win with that fucking Fitzpatrick. Even though you gave it a valiant effort, you're irrelevant. But you get Locker back, you'll be relevant. Houston Texans, 2-3. Let me explain something. Matt Schaub, put the Q-tip in your ear, you're irrelevant. Matt Schaub, it's time for you to fucking leave. You are the 2004 version of fucking Matt Ryan. Or Matt Flynn. Because, motherfucker, you grew up on a few games with the Falcons. That's why everyone thought you were good. So Matt Schaub's garbage. So that makes the Houston Texans irrelevant. Jacksonville Jack. It's got to be a joke. Come on. We all know Jacksonville's irrelevant. You need to rebuild, obviously. Denver Broncos relevant. Kansas City Chiefs at 5-0. It's hard for me to say they're relevant because I'm not a believer in the 5-0 Chiefs. I really ain't. I don't think there's nothing special about them. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't think there's anything special about them. But I'm going to put them relevant based on the record alone. Oakland Raiders, 2-3, relevant. Simply because Terrell Pryor is a fucking beast. And I wish the Browns had Terrell Pryor. And now I come to find out that the Raiders were looking to try to get Josh Freeman. Why? Why? You give me Terrell Pryor over Josh Freeman any day of the fucking week. San Diego Chargers, any team with Phillip Rivers will remain relevant. I know he didn't play good the other day, but whatever. Going to the NFC. God. NFC East is in fucking shambles. Philadelphia Eagles, 2-3, tied for division lead. I gotta be honest with you. They're irrelevant under Chip Kelly. I'm not a believer in this team. Their defense sucks. Chip Kelly's a joke. Michael Vick sucks, and Nick Foles is no better. Nick Foles is probably better, but I'm just not a believer in the Eagles. I'm sorry, at 2-3, I can't be. They're irrelevant. Dallas Cowboys at 2-3. I'm going to give them relevancy based on Tony Romo. A lot of people don't understand. Without Tony Romo, that's a 1-15 team all over again. So they're relevant. RG Turd and the Washington Redskins, irrelevant for life. They suck. They're 1-3. All right, they got a win a couple weeks ago. Now I think they play Thursday night. We're going to see them go 1-4. It's over. NFL figured out Robert Griffin and Turd. New York Giants at 0-5 are irrelevant. Inferior Manning is now inferior Manning. Eli Manning made a career on a fluke catch by David Tyree and fucking somehow escaping the hands of fucking Richard Seymour and Wes Welker dropping balls. That's the only reason he was relevant for a few years, won 2 Super Bowls. Eli Manning, let's be honest about it. It's called spade a spade. He sucks. I wouldn't even take him in Cleveland. He's garbage. So New York Giants are relevant. Detroit Lions at 3-2 leading that division. I got to be honest with you. Without Calvin Johnson, they're irrelevant. But since they're leading division, I'll give them relevancy because I know Matt Stafford's a good quarterback. I'll give them relevancy. The Chicago Bears at 3-2, I'm going to give relevancy because I have a feeling they're going to turn things around. Green Bay Packers relevant simply because of Aaron Rodgers. I know their defense sucks, but they're relevant. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams are 3-2 in the division. Minnesota Vikings at 1-3, Adrian Peterson, they're relevant. I don't give a fuck. You cannot run in this league to gain fucking momentum. I mean, you're 1-3, you ain't going to run in this league to get your record any better, so they're irrelevant, I'm sorry. Adrian Peterson, nice luck next year. You're a great running back, but you got to go to another fucking team. You can tell I don't care about the NFC. It's not my conference. New Orleans Saints, 5-0, relevant, obviously. They're a real good fucking team. Carolina Panthers, 1-3, irrelevant. Looks like the loss of fucking Robert Chadinsky is really looming large down there in Carolina. Atlanta Falcons, 1-4. Is this a joke of an organization? 1-4. Irrelevant. They ain't going nowhere. Tampa Bay 0-4. I don't see you guys getting relevant anytime soon. I really don't. Seattle Seahawks 4-1 relevant. San Francisco 49ers 3-2 relevant based only on the record. I got some serious questions about Colin Kaepernick. I was ready to anoint Colin Kaepernick as being the quarterback of the future, the one I'd start the future with my team with. But right now, after watching Terrell Pryor, I'd rather have him over Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick looks horrible this year. Got to be honest with you, I'm not sold on Colin Kaepernick now. My eyes were opened up a couple weeks ago. So they're relevant based on the record. Arizona 3-2, irrelevant. Oh no, I'm going to make them relevant simply because Bruce Arians and Carson Palmer. I know Carson Palmer threw 3 interceptions the other day, but I'm making the Arizona Cardinals relevant, 3-2. St. Louis Rams 2-3, Jeff Fisher. Sam Bradford sucks. St. Louis Rams are 2-3. They, based on that division being as tough as it is with the 49ers and the Rams and that conference overall, I'm making the St. Louis Rams, not the Rams, but the 49ers and the Seahawks, I'm making the St. Louis Rams irrelevant. Look, I fought tooth and nail. I actually gave the Cleveland Browns irrelevancy, but then I ignored them relevancy after looking at how bad the Ravens are. I know Ravens fans get whatever. And the Bengals suck with Eddie Dalton and the Steelers are garbage. So I had to anoint them relevancy because they got a great defense and maybe Brandon Weed will finally get things clicking in his head. And if he doesn't, it's going to be a long season because that defense can't be on the field all day when the offense keeps going 3 and out. I spend more time on my AFC picks because I'm an AFC person. My team's in the AFC. I mean, I like the NFC, but not as much as the AFC. So I'm always going to spend more time. Because what it is I'm analyzing the AFC more to see the Browns get in the playoffs. But with Brandon Weeden under helm right now, if I had to pick right now at this moment, if I had to say the Browns make the playoffs with Brandon Weeden, no. If they had Hoyer right now, I'd be confident we win that fucking division easy. I'm going to make off you, motherfucker.